Welcome back to Bookcast. Today, we're diving deep, really deep, into Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by Harv Eker. By the end of this, you'll have some seriously valuable insights into this book.
Yeah, it's not your typical money management book. Eker, he kind of goes like deep into the psychology, the psychology of wealth. He's basically arguing that what you believe about money, like your beliefs, actually have a massive impact on how you do financially.
Right. He calls it your money mindset, which is like this mental program running in the background, shaping how you think and feel about money.
Exactly. It's like a blueprint.
Yeah.
And those feelings, well, they end up driving the decisions you make about money, which ultimately shape your results or, the lack of results. It's a powerful concept. Like, even if you're working hard, doing all the right things, but you have this, like, unconscious, poor mindset, well, it could be totally sabotaging you without you even realizing it.
It's kind of scary, right?
Yeah.
So then where does this money mindset come from?
Well, Eker thinks it starts really early. I mean, we're talking childhood. We pick up these messages about money from everywhere. Our parents, people around us, even, the media. It all comes together to create what he calls our money blueprint.
So, like, if you grow up and your parents are always struggling, always stressed about bills, you might just, like, subconsciously believe that there's never enough money, no matter what.
Exactly. And that belief, even if you're not aware of it, can stick with you. And then it ends up affecting your decisions about money, even as an adult, like how much you believe you can earn, even how much you can handle, which actually, that leads to another one of his key concepts, this idea of a financial set point.
Okay, so what's this whole financial set point thing all about?
Think of it like this. You have a thermostat in your house, right? Well, this is like that, but for your money. It's the amount of wealth, the amount of money that you just like deep down believe you can actually manage comfortably. And Eker says a lot of people, they have a set point that keeps them stuck at a certain income level, like they hit a ceiling.
It's like a preset limit on what we think we deserve.
Right.
Or maybe even what we think we can handle.
Yeah, that's basically it. He even says that's why some lottery winners end up back where they started. If their financial set point is too low, they just can't handle that sudden wealth, so they lose it.
Wow. That's kind of a crazy thought. So how do we figure out, like, how do we actually identify these hidden beliefs that might be holding us back, like financially?
Well, Eker actually outlines some really clear differences between what he calls a poor mindset and a rich mindset. And some people might think his language is a little, harsh, but it's not about putting labels on anyone. It's about recognizing these patterns so we can become aware of them, in ourselves.
Okay, so let's dive into that then. Like, what are some signs of a poor mindset?
Well, someone with a poor mindset, they might blame others for their situation, their financial situation. They might just focus on the lack, the scarcity, or like they're always looking for that quick fix instead of thinking long term. Sometimes they even feel like they don't deserve wealth, or they have these really negative beliefs about rich people in general.
So it's almost like this cycle of negativity, like keeping them trapped.
Exactly. But then on the other hand, you have the rich mindset, which is all about taking responsibility, and like they're always searching for solutions, ways to add value, ways to grow.
So it's not just about like wanting to be rich. It's like a total shift in how you think about money and even your role in creating it, right?
Totally. And you know what? Here's where things get interesting. Eker thinks you can actually change your mindset. You just have to consciously choose to think and act like, like a rich person would.
Okay, so tell me more about that. What are some of these rich actions?
One that really stands out is this. Rich people see money as seeds, like seeds to be planted and grown, not just something you spend, which I think, it says a lot about their long-term thinking and how they see money as a tool to create more.
I like that, the seed idea. It's like they're always thinking about how to like grow their money.
Yeah.
Not just spend.
Yeah. It's about building a system to generate wealth. It's not just about working for a paycheck. And Eker actually goes into a bunch of strategies for doing exactly that, like investing, using debt strategically, even creating passive income.
That's super interesting. It makes you think about money differently, like your whole relationship with it.
It really does. And it's so easy to just say, well, I'm just not a money person. But Eker, he actually thinks you can change that. He says anyone can learn to think like a rich person, develop that mindset if they use the right tools and strategies, of course.
So it's not about like some natural talent. It's not even about how much money you have right now. It's all about changing those like deep down beliefs and habits.
Exactly. Yeah. And one thing he talks about a lot is who you surround yourself with. It's really important. He actually calls it the law of association. Basically, you become like the people you hang out with the most.
Right. It makes sense. Like if all your friends are, struggling financially or just always complaining about money, it's going to be hard to like break out of that mindset yourself.
Yeah, for sure. But if you can find people who are, good with money, successful people, even just friends who have a good relationship with money, it can really rub off on you. Their energy, their beliefs.
It's like that saying, right? You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Exactly. And it's not even just about like passively soaking up their energy. Eker says you should actively seek out advice from people who have what you want, people who are already successful. And he also talks about visualization, which is really powerful, like a powerful tool to change your subconscious.
Oh, visualization. So like actually picturing yourself, living this wealthy life.
Exactly. He says get really, really clear, really vivid about your ideal financial life. Think about how much money you want, what you want your life to look like, even what kind of impact you want to make with your money.
So it's not just like wishing you had more money. It's about like really feeling what it would be like to already have it.
Yes. The more you can feel that abundance like it's already real, the more you'll attract it into your life. He also talks about setting really big, ambitious goals, like really stretch yourself.
Yeah.
Because that forces you to think bigger.
So instead of like, getting a little raise, I should be thinking about how to double my income this year. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's about playing the long game. But having this like bold, big vision for your future. And, Eker also gets into some practical strategies like how to manage debt the right way. He makes a distinction between, he calls it good debt and bad debt.
Wait, good debt? I thought all debt was, bad.
Well, according to Eker, no, not all debt is bad. He says rich people, they use debt strategically. It's like a leverage to grow their wealth, like investing in real estate or starting a business.
Okay, so like if I get a loan to buy a rental property and that gives me passive income, that would be good debt.
Exactly. But they're very careful to avoid what he calls bad debt, like running up your credit cards, buying, stuff you don't need, stuff that
Yeah.
isn't going to make you any money. So it's about making debt work for you, not the other way around.
Okay, that makes me think about all my student loan debt.
And that brings us to another, really important idea. This one's kind of foundational. Paying yourself first. It's about putting your financial well-being first before anything else.
So like before I pay my bills or buy groceries, I should set aside some money for savings and investments.
Yeah, that's it. Even if it's just a little bit. The key is to make it a habit. Do it consistently. And over time, that discipline, combined with compound interest, can really make a difference. Remember, building wealth, it's not a sprint. It's more like a marathon.
Right. It all goes back to that long-term thinking we were talking about. What else does Eker recommend for, building wealth over time?
Passive income.
Yeah.
Finding ways to create it. He says that's real financial freedom when your money works for you, even while you're, sleeping. It could be from investments or rental properties or even a business you build that runs without you having to be there all the time.
So it's like creating a system that takes care of you financially. And then you're free to pursue your passions, even if it's not some, traditional job.
Exactly. And, Eker's big on learning, on self-improvement. He sees investing in your education, investing in yourself as one of the best investments you can make.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It's like expanding your knowledge and your skills so you can unlock more opportunities and, earn more money. He also talks about giving back too, right?
Yeah, he does, because Eker believes real wealth isn't just about, piling up money. It's also about making a difference, leaving the world a better place.
So using your wealth to help others, create a better future, things like that.
Exactly. He encourages people to find causes they care about and contribute, however they can. Their time, their money, their talents. It's all about recognizing that wealth comes with a responsibility to use it wisely and generously.
Wow. We've covered a lot, haven't we? From like how our childhood affects us to financial set points. We've talked about the habits and mindsets of, poor versus rich thinking, and even some real strategies for building wealth.
It's been a deep dive, that's for sure. And it really shows how much our beliefs and our habits, they really shape our financial reality, whether we realize it or not.
It's a powerful reminder that we actually have more control over our financial future than we think. It's not about, blaming our past or feeling stuck.
Yeah.
It's about realizing we have the power to choose different thoughts, build better habits, and create a more abundant future, for ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely been eye-opening, this whole conversation.
It really has, and honestly, we've only scratched the surface here. There's just so much more in the book, you know.
Yeah, if any of this has resonated with you, like if you're intrigued, you should definitely pick up a copy of Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. We'll put a link in the show notes so you could check it out. How important this book, and you should buy it. It's in the description.
Yeah, it might just completely change the way you think about money and what's possible for you.
Absolutely. And as always, if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure you subscribe to Bookcast, leave us a rating, and share it with anyone who you think might find it valuable. And as usual, building your empire starting with a book.